Okay, before I get started, I wanted to show you guys how I created my character for the animations you're about to see. I went to Google and just grabbed a sprite sheet, which is just a picture of all of the artwork assets. And this is from a game called Mega Man, if you guys are too young to know what that is. But I just grabbed this sheet and imported it into Anime Studio, then redrew the character in Anime Studio and recolored it. So the way that I did this is, let me go into the character itself. Oops. So it actually, if I open up the layers, you see there's lots of different things in here. So I have, let me turn off some of these. So I had the body only. And the reason I recreated this in Anime Studio is because I wanted to be able to change the colors, styles, and just have really sharp vector images to work with. And actually I see, and it's really easy to do. If I hit Command G and turn the grid on, you can see that there's the pixels just snap. If I hit T and move these around, it's really easy to draw squares in Anime Studio. I'll hit Shift Command G and change the setting to 20. So each square is 1 pixel. Let's fix that. So there's the body. And then I turned the body off, and then I went ahead and redrew like all the classic positions. So here's him running. I redid it, of course. And so I could use switch layers to do jumps and things like that. But then I also have the stationary body with arms that I created these arms for different positions. So I have an arm that has the default, which is him just standing, and then I created a bunch of just different gestures so I could switch those out, like hand out, a little come here pose. Turn the grid off so you can see. So we can motion hand out, palm out, and even to dab, and the middle finger even. That way I could animate him doing a bunch of different positions as well. So these are all just parts. And then I have a couple of switch layers turned on, or you can see here real quick. If I go into the timeline, you can see that I have different switch layers controlling eye positions and different sets of eyelids for different facial expressions and different mouths that I recreated. And then this one, this bone actually controls when I have the bodies turned on. Let me turn on. It just switches between the redrawn classic poses. So I just wanted to show you that really quick to show you how I created this character, because I'm going to show you the little cartoons I've made. This is a YouTuber by the name of Dashiexp. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. He's really, really funny. He does Let's Plays, so he plays a lot of old classic video games, and that's why I made this these cartoons. And I'm just warning you now, he's really, really loud, and he cusses a lot. So if you're offended by cussing or people who scream, then you could skip over the cartoon intro. But then I'll go into a little bit more of how I created this character and how to get sprites from the internet. So, yeah, that's it.
Yoshi, I don't want to hear it, okay? Yoshi, he's the dude, okay? He's that dude. Donkey bitch ass. Yo, Lit, let's do this shit. Calm the fuck down with that sword. What happened if you cut your pretty ass face? Nobody gonna want to play your shit no more. Okay, y'all. Guts man. Let's go, bitch. I mean, who was producing these beats? For real? Welcome back to Super Mario Maker. Welcome back to Super. I'm having what up? It's Dashiexp, and welcome back to Super Mario Maker. You know, the game where you made me levels, throw them to me, I play them, and I rest the fuck out. Without further ado, let's do this shit!
You got some thick ass thighs, Dash. You got some thick ass thighs, Dash. You got some thick ass thighs, Dash.
Did you say that?
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to recreate a sprite in Anime Studio. And there's lots of resources where you can find sprites. I have some bookmarked here. There's Mario Universe, where this has a bunch of Super Mario sprite sheets and things like that. But you can just go to Google, and I'm going to type in Link sprite from the Legend of Zelda game. And I'll just go ahead and grab this sprite because this is pretty recognizable right here. So I'll just put that on my desktop, and I'll go ahead and open Anime Studio, and we'll do a new file, and I'll import that onto the canvas just so we have it for a reference. So there he goes right there. I'm gonna move my vector layer above it just and rename it Link. Oops, I started the timeline. Link, and then I'll go ahead and turn the grid on, which is Command G, and we'll go ahead and just hit S, or just click on this, which is the draw shape tool, and we'll select the square tool and uncheck auto stroke, so we just want the fill. So I'll hit S, I'll start drawing, and we can tell by looking at this picture, it's a little hard to see just because the grid covers the picture and it doesn't cover correctly. But we can tell if we count, we can see that the green of the hat starts, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pixels across. And I'm using his eyes, kind of forehead as a reference. So I'm going to hit S, I'll draw out 6 squares, and then I'm going to hit Q and select that color, and I'll go ahead and select the eyedropper, and then just left click and hold your left button down and then release on the green, and it'll just change it to that color. So I'll move it a little closer so we have a better reference. And then I'm just going to hit A, and that's going to change to the Add Points tool, and we can just reference off of this picture to draw our shapes out. So I know that the shapes are going to go 1 pixel over, and I don't have to hit A again. I just can drag and drop, and I can see that this is going to go down. So I hit T just to grab the point, hit A again, and then just draw out the pixels, or just squares. Then I'll do the same thing again. I'll hit S, draw a square here, I hit Q, select that, use the eyedropper to get the color of the hair, and I'll change it to that, and then I'll hit A, and I can see that the pixels go down over here. And you just got to get used to drawing, you know, you don't want to pull your added point right to here because it'll disappear. So you need to draw kind of diagonal, then hit A and then pull it out. So you'll get used to it once you start doing it quite a bit. And I'm switching between A and T. A to just add and T to transform or move the point. And that's going to go down 2. Hit A. That goes over like that. Oops. And be careful when you're using the grid. It'll snap to those points. So you need to make sure if you're adding points that you're... Sometimes you have to zoom in and then pull like that. Actually, I could hit T. Grab this point, then add like that. Makes it a little easier. And then I will hit Q. I'm going to select that green, and I know that his eyes are that color, so because I hit Q and selected it, that makes the shape the next color, the last one I picked. So if I hit Q and select the hair, it's going to select that brown, and then I hit S, And we'll draw the bottom of the eyes. And then for his face and ears, I'm going to hit S. I'll just drag and draw a big shape underneath. Hit Q. Select it. Grab the eyedrop tool. And then I'm going to hit Shift, Command, and the down arrow. And that's going to actually... Oh, I'm sorry. Hit Q, select it, Shift, Option, down. I said Command instead of Option. And I'm on a Mac. So that just puts that shape behind everything else. And I just did that so I didn't have to draw all these little points back here. And I'll hit A. Add points. And that's going to go 2 up. And over 1. Oops. Again, just hitting A. That goes down. It goes 2 over. Actually, we'll just let that go all the way over and cover. Use the mouth to cover over the face. So 2 over, like that, and 3. Don't worry if you mess up. That's what the undo button's for, so it'll be aight. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't. The hair actually goes down 1 more, so I'll just hit T and grab those. Move those down like that. And keep using A to add. Like that. Don't need that point, so I'll hit delete. And hit Q, select the brown, hit S, draw this shape out, hit A, add points, hit Q, select the skin color, hit S, draw his hand, and let's see, that cross, let's see, hit Q, grab the green, S, that goes right here. I think I did this wrong. This needs to go over like that, I think. Okay. Let's add the mouth. Hit Q, select the brown, hit S, and then that goes right there. Q, green, S. That goes down 4. Hit A, add points, drag those over. Okay, 1, 2. Oops. Okay. That actually goes there. I have to move this out of the way for a second to grab the green and put it back like that. Goes down and 2 over. And again, I know I said this already, but the reason I'm making this in Anime Studio is so I can control the color, and it's really sharp when I render it. If I hit Command R, you see we get a really, really clean picture. So, hit Q, select his hair, and hit S, and start drawing his belt. Now, I could draw 1 square and then start drawing his belt again, but I like to add points and then just pull these corners back, because that way it's all one shape. If I go ahead and select it, then it's going to move together. So I want to keep all these parts the same. So the top of his belt goes there, and like that, and hit Q, select the green, draw that. Now, basically, because what I just said, I could make the green all in the background, but just for specific parts. I mean, I don't want to... Oh, that's something I wanted to show you too. If you accidentally hit... well, let me see if I can do it. You might accidentally snap to picture you don't want, or a point that you don't want, just undo it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Over, add, like that. And sometimes the pixels are off. Or I mean the points, sorry. Keep saying pixels. Just re-snap them, just grab them and then pull them back, and they should snap to the grid. And Q, S. There's his foot. Hit A. Or actually, I'll hit T, pull that over. And that goes over 2, A. And add that. Let's do a shield. Q, A, or S. So it starts there. I hit A. So this actually goes to the corner. Like that. And this should be up. So let me move this out. And move that up. That in the right place. And this goes out to his ear. Right there. And then down to the bottom of his shirt, or whatever that is. Like that. Hit Q, select the skin color, because that's the same for the cross. Oops. Yeah. And hit A. Add points. Pull these out. And then this piece and this piece. I know that seems like a lot of work, and I will show you how to get sprites off of the internet. But again, I did this so... Let me turn this off and turn the grid off. So now we have the sprite character, but it's really clean. So if you make this in Anime Studio, you can select all these parts. So I'm going to select all of the green, and I'll go to Styles and do New, and I'll do Outfit Color, and oops, hit Q. Make sure I have those all selected. Again. Could do that. I'll leave his eyes out so we can change his eye color, but we'll just do outfit color. And go to outfit color. And then, oops. Make sure. Outfit color. Yeah. So now I can change his outfit color all at once. And same with skin. I'll just do that. I'll leave his shield colors different too, but his hand and his arm, we'll do Styles, New, Skin Color. Make sure I got both of those selected. Oops. Hit Q and hold Shift down to select both, and we'll just make sure skin color selected. And then now, if you go to Styles and change it, skin changes color, and what you can do is hair. We'll just call this base color or something. Base color. Base color. So and that's the reason why you should make it in Anime Studio. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you guys really quick too is if you want to use backgrounds or old school pictures of games, if you find sprites, let me delete this. I'm gonna just use this as an example. I'll import Super Mario Stage 1. So it's really small, but I want to use it in my animation. So if I blow it up, it looks okay when it's not rendered. But if I render it out, it's starting to look fuzzy. I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen, but the larger it gets, the fuzzier it's going to be, just like the character itself. I'll blow it up even more. So yeah, you can see it's really fuzzy. So if you do find a picture of an old school background on the internet, go ahead and open it in, if you have Photoshop, you can, I'll just open it here. You can blow it up by going to image size, and then just changing the size. So right now it's 3 by 5 inches. And we'll just do this, we'll do like 7 inches high. Then you just need to make sure that you select nearest neighbor, preserve hard edges. And when you do that, it'll actually keep all these lines. You can see now it's got a lot more pixels, but it's still really sharp. So I'll go ahead and resave this out. And Mario 1-1, we'll just call this big to the desktop. And let's move this off to the side and import that new image, the big one. And I could have made it even bigger, but if I render it now, it's really sharp. So if it's not sharp enough, go ahead and make it even bigger in Photoshop. But if you don't have Photoshop, there's a program called GIMP, which is basically a photo editing program that's exactly like Photoshop. It's really good. If you go to GIMP and you hit download, it should recognize your computer, and I have a Mac, so it's just going to tell me to download this, but it should recognize for Windows also. So if you have GIMP, you can do the same thing. Let me open that up, because I know Adobe and their subscription thing can be really expensive, so this is another way to alter your images or make pixel art yourself. So we'll go ahead and open that picture of the background right there. Oops, dang it. So I'll open up GIMP and we'll go to File, Open, and the small background, and you do kind of the same thing. You just go to Image, Scale Image, and I think you just put it on None. And then you can change the percentage, is what I think is best. You can type in the pixels here, or you can change it to inches right there and change it. We'll do 10 inches tall. And the width will just change automatically because it's linked, and hit scale. And you'll see that the image has blown up and it's really, really sharp still, so you can actually export it or save as. And we'll go to the desktop, save it as or actually, let's go to export. Export as, then you can export as JPEG to the desktop, and we'll call this Mario Big 2. And then go back into Anime Studio, import that image. And it should be really big, or fill the screen now anyway. So that was almost perfect. It's just blew it up, and if I render it out, it looks really clean. And we have our character that we made. Now we can move around and animate. And that's it. So if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. Thanks.